KCOG and Hazel Rocket Productions proudly present The Pitch, your local sports show that covers all the local sports and a little bit more, with your hosts Russ Ocker and Chad Lee Koestner. And now, here's The Pitch.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pitch Sports Show on KCOG Centerville, where we're talking local sports and a little bit more. I'm Russ Ocker. We'll be joined shortly by the Hall of Famer Chad Lee Koestner, and we're joined now by Josh Bryce, who's, like me, recovering from our teams being knocked out of the postseason. The baseball season is over, Bryce.
Yes, I'm on to football season. College basketball will be fired up here shortly. Yep.
Well, the MLB playoffs, of course, at the heart of sports right now. The Pirates lost their one-game playoff with the Cubs last Wednesday night, as a matter of fact. And since then, the Cubs have gone on to take 3 out of 4 from the Cardinals and knock them out. So the Cubs are in the National League Championship Series, where they will take on either the Dodgers or the Mets. So Chad will be on edge a little bit until he sees how that comes out. The American League's very interesting. The Royals tonight in a Game 5 situation with the Astros, your pick before the season, which the fact that they made the playoffs makes your prediction look pretty darn good. And so they've got that one going on. Coach Crucy just showed up sporting his Royals attire, so we know where his cheering will be going tonight. And the Rangers and the Blue Jays playing as we speak. And right before I came out here, one of the more interesting plays I've ever seen in baseball that's caused quite a shakeup there in Toronto. And runner on third for the Rangers, top of the 7th. And nobody else on, and the catcher goes to throw the ball back to the pitcher, and it hits the bat of the batter and shoots off towards third base. The runner comes in and scores. The umpire said dead ball, and the Rangers come out and argue that. The umpires get together and decide it shouldn't have been a dead ball. The run does score. Well, then the Blue Jays come out. Fans start throwing bottles onto the field. They end up reviewing the play, and then I had to leave and come out for the pitch. When I left, the run was still on the board, and the Blue Jays had protested the game. So that's been probably 30 minutes ago now.
I just got an ESPN alert. The run stood. It counted, so nothing changed. They didn't have that decision, yeah.
Well, it looked to me like that it probably should have.
3 right now.
6-3 in favor of
Toronto.
Oh, so Toronto just hit a 3-run home run.
It just fired them up a little bit.
So I think it ticked off the Blue Jays, apparently. But anyway, so that was an interesting play. But we've got a very big show for you tonight, as Coach Matt Crucy will join us shortly to talk about cross country, which just had the conference meet last night. Pretty good showing for the girls, at least, and we'll get his thoughts on all of that. 2 all-conference runners, so we'll let him tell us about that. Also, we have our in-the-box segment is taped tonight. Kirsten Brawman, unable to be out here. She came up to the station earlier today to tape that, and she's one of Coach's cross-country runners, so just a neat young lady. Had a good visit with her. We'll have that for you coming up. And, of course, Coach Denny Whitlow and his Mohawks still unbeaten on the year, so we'll visit with him as they make their road towards the postseason. And then Coach Hill is off at conference meetings tonight for volleyball, so he's unable to be with us, but we do have Nick Paloma coming out to talk 7th grade football. And then we have Jason Reed coming out to talk 8th grade football. A great season for our junior high football programs. 6-0 for the 7th graders, 5-1 for the 8th graders. And I didn't realize this, but apparently that 6-0 season for the 7th graders is the first undefeated junior high football season we've had. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So we'll look forward to visiting with him about that group of kids. And, of course, Chuck Evans. Coach Evans will be on to talk Big Red football. So we've got a busy show tonight, including our Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge. We'll grab a break. When we come back, Josh Bryce will tell us what's going on out here at Hy-Vee. He'll have some great deals for us coming up next on Hy-Vee. Yeah.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on Hy-Vee's The Pitch. Josh Bryce has got all the great deals out here at Hy-Vee. That's quite a flyer you got there. What do you got going on?
You bet. We got a great 2-day stock-up sale Friday and Saturday this week. Got a lot of great deals in there. We have Hy-Vee 20-ounce white bread, 4 loaves for just $3. We have ramen noodles, chicken or beef in a 3-ounce package, 10 packages for just $1.50. Hy-Vee original potato chips in a 10-ounce bag, just $1 a bag. We also have Maxwell House Wake Up Roast Coffee, 2 cans for just $10. From our meat department, we have stuffed pork chops, 8 ounces each, 2 for $4. We also have from the bakery fresh iced pumpkin cookies, 6-count packages, 2 for $9.98, and you get a 10-cent per gallon fuel saver with purchase of 2. And Clement's Brats from our meat department, 16-ounce package, 3 of those for just $6.
All of that right out here at your local Hy-Vee store. And as we roll towards the winter, any big news going on this winter that we don't know about yet, or you still
nothing that I'm aware of, I guess, that we might be the last ones to know. I do know that we've been starting to get our information from our holiday packs from our kitchen. So if you're looking for a Thanksgiving or Christmas meal, come on in and talk to Michelle, and we'll get you all fixed up with everything, whether you want to cook it yourself and just have it all put together and ready, or if you want us to cook it and you just come in and pick it up. Those are definitely options right here at Hy-Vee's Kitchen.
And Steve Brown, you got anything up his sleeve? Boy, I remember a few years ago that pretzel bread was all. We just went nuts over that. He hasn't thrown anything in front of it.
No, we just came out with our gourmet cinnamon rolls. That are pretty fantastic. I know there's going to be 2 or 3 new things coming out here in November right before Thanksgiving, and then the pretzel bread stuff is going to be coming. We got the pretzel buns and the actual pretzel bread loaves, and we'll have all kinds of great tailgating stuff coming up.
It's kind of a pretzel craze this country now. Everything's got to be on some form of a pretzel. So you are listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. When we come back, Coach Matt Crucy joins us to talk about this cross-country team and how things went at the conference meet last night in Knoxville. That is next on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. It's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appalachia County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, and we're joined now by Matt Krusich, the head coach of our girls and boys cross country team. The conference meet last night. We'll start with the boys. Coach, I know you would have liked to have had things turn out a little bit different, but it is what it is, and I'm sure it wasn't for lack of effort.
No, the guys they put in a good effort, and they've all improved over the course of the season. So I have no complaints about the way they ran last night. The only thing is, I mean, there's a lot of good teams in the conference this year. Sheraton boys upset Davis County. Davis County's been ranked like as high as fourth this year in cross country. So, that was kind of an upset with Sheraton taking the top spot and Davis County taking second. But yeah, our boys, we're the cellar dwellers of the conference this year. But at the same time, like I said, I'm proud of them because they've all gotten better. They've all improved. And, do I think we could be better than we are? Yeah, I think we could. I think if some of these guys took this sport just a little more seriously instead of just used it to get in shape, which as a basketball coach, I'm not complaining about that aspect, but I truly think, we could finish a little better than we do. But, Braden Lechtenberg's been a good leader this year for us, and he placed, I think, in the top 20 and ran a good race. And the guys that took the sport serious and really went out and got after it have really improved a lot. And Braden's going to be our leader again next year. So, he gives us a bright spot. And, these basketball guys that are using the sport to get in shape, maybe if they come out and take just a little more serious approach next year, I think the team could fare a little better. And, some of these guys just came out to be part of a team. I watched Ian Paul Stover. He's one of my favorite kids at school. And, he's part of a team this year, and it makes him feel good just to be part of a cross country team. And I watched the kid shave 8 minutes off his time this year. So even though he's still bringing up the rear of a lot of races, he still improved a ton, and I think he enjoyed being part of our team. And so I just wanted to throw his name out there because the kid has really embraced being part of our cross country team, and we've enjoyed having him on the squad also.
What do you have for seniors on this team?
RJ McIlvain and CJ Sheets are our two senior boys. I think we only have two senior boys. So CJ's been a good veteran runner for us all 4 years, and he's steady and he's gotten a lot better, but at the same time he's still not finishing where to keep us in contention of a conference title or anything like that. And RJ McIlvain, good dedicated kid, but he's basically been a good JV runner for us over the course of his career. But like I said, these are good kids. I love having them on the team, and they're good student athletes, and we're just glad they were part of our program.
What do you know about the junior high cross country? Got anybody coming next year that you know of?
Well, Matt Lewis is kind of set back with a health issue right now, and he's been the bright spot for that junior high team, but we're kind of waiting to see what they get worked out with his situation. He has kind of a heart situation right now, and we don't know the specifics of it, but we're hoping he can get mended up. And I know he was using cross country to help him with wrestling, and his staying in shape with wrestling, and we're hoping everything works out well for him because we know he is a wrestler, and that's where his goals are. So hopefully everything will work out okay. And some other good runners, Cade House came a long way this year, and is going to help us next year in high school. And Matt McDonald, I think he was injured for football, so he used cross country just to kind of get in shape. I think he had an arm injury or something.
Broke his arm. Yes, broke it again. So
yeah.
again. since July?
No, calm down. Calm down.
When he broke it in July, that was the second time he broke it. Okay.
But he was using cross country to
get in shape for your basketball.
Yeah, so I have no complaints there. Brady Hughes, nice little runner. There's some nice guys down there. I mean, I think they've got Owen Pazza. I mean, he's suffered an injury, and I know he's been kind of gimpy through the whole cross-country season, but I think he could help us at the high school level next year. And, you know, it all depends on the off-season. If these kids put in the time and the miles, I really think they have a bright future.
We'll grab a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the girls. Pretty good night for the young ladies of the cross-country team. We'll talk about that coming up next on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh-cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You're listening to KCOG Centerville, the Pitch Sports Show, and we're talking cross country. Coach Matt Krusich, time to talk about the girls. Pretty good performance for them last night. You got a second place finish overall, and a couple of girls on the all conference team.
Really good night for the girls, because I tell you, we've been going back and forth with Albie and Davis County all year long, and it seemed like we were just kind of rotating who was going to beat the other one. And last night, we all knew Knoxville was going to be the team to beat with the girls, because they have just 5 steady runners. I think they had 5 girls finish in the top 12, so they ran off with the team championship. But as our kids faced against each other, we came out ahead, and I was really proud of our girls, because I gave them a big pep talk before the race, saying, we have 4 girls that can compete in the top 10 in the conference, and I just wanted them to be fired up and wanted them to come out and give their best performance. And I truly was very happy with all of them. Taylor Brahman, who's usually our 5th girl, and she was last night, she ran a great race, posted probably her best time of the year. And then Kirsten Brahman and Melissa Chapman, after her, came up and finished in around the 13-14 area, and they were right with each other. And then Kiana Lechtenberg ran an outstanding race and finished 7th in the conference. So that was really great for her to show all that hard work she put in the off season paid off. And then Emily Lewis came out and ran her best time of the year, knocked the first Knoxville time by 20 seconds. So she's making progress and doing really well. And I really think Kiana and Emily have what it takes. If Kiana really gets after it next year or next week, you have to finish in the top 15 to advance to state. And I think Kiana and Emily both have strong chances of doing that if they run the way they ran yesterday.
So you mentioned Kiana finished 7th. That made her all conference. Where did Emily finish?
Emily finished 2nd. And I was I didn't mean to take that for granted, but I knew Jordan Winky was the only girl that had beaten her every race that they had been in this year. And I'll tell you, she is an outstanding runner for Albia, and I'll tell you, she won by a handy margin. I think she was about a minute ahead of Emily, and then Emily was about probably 45 seconds ahead of the third place girl. So, they both had their places locked up and ran terrific, but I didn't mean to take Emily for granted. She's been such a steady girl all year that you just kind of count on her showing up and giving her best effort every night.
So now all that's left is the postseason.
All that's left is, yeah.
And we're 2A this year, so you're going over to Columbus Junction. What do you know about any of the teams that are going to be there?
Totally new situation for me, Russ. I'll tell you, we've been 3A ever since I've been the cross-country coach, so all of these teams look new to me, except for Albia and Davis County are in there with us. But we're looking at Central Lee, Danville, Louisa Muscatine, Mediapolis, Mid-Prairie, Burlington, Notre Dame, PCM, West Liberty, Williamsburg, Northeast Goose Lake, and Columbus Community. So, 10 of these I haven't seen all year, but we've seen PCM and we've seen Davis County and we've seen Albia. But, I truly think Emily, I would bet on Emily making it. I just think she's posting times that's going to make her very competitive, and I think she can get in the top 15. And Kiana's kind of a little bit of a long shot, but if things work out right and she has the right night, I think she can finish in that top 15 also.
And this will be a course that the girls have never seen.
Never seen. I've never even been to Columbus Junction in my life, so this will be a whole new situation for us. Talking to Davis County and Albia, they've both run that course the last few years, so they compare it a lot to Knoxville or the PCM course that we ran earlier in the year. So it's going to be very hilly and very challenging. But last night watching Emily run at Knoxville gives me a lot of confidence in what she can do, because the hills of Knoxville are pretty treacherous and pretty rigorous, and she just goes out there and takes care of business. So I truly think barring injury or a weird situation, I really think she could place well.
And that is, give us the time and date on that again.
That is next Thursday. It starts at 4:00. So I think we're taking off like right around lunchtime from Centerville to get over there. I think it's about a 2.5 hour drive. It's going to be just south of Iowa City, almost over to the Mississippi River. So next Thursday, I'm not even sure what that date is, but.
Well, tomorrow would be the, 15th, so you'd be the 22nd.
There you go.
All right. Well, good luck on that, and talk to us a little basketball. We'll let you shift gears now, because that's going to be starting. When can you officially start practice, and what have you done since last season? What have the boys been up to?
I think the official date's like November 15th, somewhere right around there. I don't want to rush Chad Lee's schedule, so we're just waiting for football to end and kind of seeing what the situation's going to be. I'm one of them guys that I want to wake up every Saturday morning and hear all the basketball players are still injury-free. So, I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that they can make it out of the football season unscathed. But, we put a lot of time in the summer. Tate Sultan did a little bit of all-star playing up in Pella every week, and Brett Cosrich did a lot of traveling ball, and the guys that didn't put that kind of time in were at open gym quite often. So, I think we put the time in as far as being a good competitive team, but, we look at those two guys to be our leaders since they have invested the most amount of time. Fulton Baloma was very active this summer. I think he went down to Arizona to a basketball camp and also was quite active with us. And then we also played a month of league up at Albia. So, a lot of the guys that aren't used to playing with the varsity guys, got a little experience. Taylor McGran, Logan Stickler, also your son Jackson helped us out a ton on Sundays because it seemed like every Sunday someone couldn't make it, and we slid him in there, and I think he can help us out a little bit too. And it's going to be wide open. We have 5 spots open, and only 2 guys that have been regulars all the time are coming back to fill those spots. Hunter Callan, due to injury last year, we're looking forward to having him back, and we'll just see what happens. But they know what kind of coach I am. Anyone that comes out and hustles hard and is dedicated is going to get the spots. And I look forward. I think we're going to have a decent squad.
All right, you got your Royals jacket on. Big game tonight. Your thoughts on this game with Houston? You're talking off there. They're scaring you a little bit.
I'll tell you what, they do worry me. The Astros are coming into this postseason looking a lot like the Royals last year. And, one big boost was that comeback they had the other day, going into the 8th inning down 6-2, and they scored 5, and then they come back in the 9th and score 2 more. The Royals are, that kind of gave me new hope that they're back and maybe taking on that old form. But I think that's going to be a heck of a dogfight tonight.
Well, we'll let you get to that and get your popcorn ready or whatever it is you want to get ready for the game. And Coach, congratulations definitely on the girls' side, and good job with the hard work for the boys as well. We look forward to hopefully having a good postseason with these runners.
Thanks a lot. I'll be back to let you know how we do.
Sounds good. This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. When we come back, we'll go in the box. Kirsten Brahman is our guest. She was up at the station earlier today and taped her interview. That's coming up next on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing, and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400. You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. It is time now for our In the Box segment. In the Box brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville. See Amy Gonerman and the crew at Northside Insurance in Centerville, or call 856-3333. Well, we are joined today by Kirsten Brahman, and she is a senior at Centerville High School, and she joins us today here at the radio station. Now, busy working tonight, so we taped this interview earlier today. Kirsten, thanks for stopping by. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Kirsten Brahman. My parents are Kate and Brad Brahman, and I have 2 younger siblings, Taylor and Will.
Okay. Taylor, that's multi-genre name. Is that a boy or girl?
Girl.
Okay. So you have a sister?
Yes.
And
a little brother.
A brother. Okay. How old are they?
Taylor's a sophomore in high school and Will's 8 years old. So.
Okay, so sophomore, pretty close in age.
Yes.
All right, tell me a little bit about that relationship then. Do you guys get along pretty well, or do you have to keep her in check sometimes?
We get along most of the time. Sports we do really well, but outside of sports it can get a little rough sometimes.
Okay. Are you still the tougher of the sisters then? Are you able to control the situation, or?
I'd say yes.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely.
And so now you say your little brother is 8.
Yeah.
All right. So that's an interesting age for gals your age. Do you have to do much babysitting there?
I don't babysit much. I take him to school sometimes. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Little brothers can be a lot of fun. They can also be in the way sometimes. So how's your relationship with, is it Will? Is that what you said?
Yes, Will.
Yeah.
He always likes to be around me and do what I'm doing, so it's kind of hard sometimes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about you and what activities you're involved with. You're a fairly busy girl. Tell me, we'll start with sports. What sports do you play?
I play cross country and soccer, and then I'm involved in FFA and 4-H.
And you work?
Yeah, I work at Georgia Nick's.
Okay. Now, what do you do there? Deliver pizzas and steaks to people and at the restaurant, or do you in the back? Or
I'm a waitress up front.
So you do deliver the food to folks?
Yes.
In the restaurant?
In the restaurant, right.
And so now, I know you probably don't know a whole lot about it, but obviously they're going to be making a big move and stuff here right next door, right? So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, they're building right now. So.
Okay. And Jeff keeps pretty tight-lipped on that, doesn't he? I've asked him several times.
He doesn't even tell us much. So.
All right. So let's talk about your sports. Cross country is, we just had the conference meet yesterday.
Yes.
And as a team, you gals did pretty well.
Yeah, we placed second.
Okay.
So that was good.
And you ran in Knoxville, right?
Yeah, the course is pretty rough. Lots of hills. So
that's what I hear. So is it, of the courses that you've ran this year, what's your least favorite course to run?
Probably the Knoxville course.
Because of the hills?
Yeah, it was really bad.
What would you say is your favorite? What do you enjoy running the most?
I like running Albia's course the best, which is funny, but
well,
yeah.
I never did cross country. So where do they run? Do they run at their golf course? Or
golf course.
Okay.
Yep.
I know it's a pretty golf course.
Yeah, 2 laps around that.
Okay. And how many years in cross country for you?
Well, I did it in 7th grade, and then I didn't do it again until sophomore year, and I've been in it since sophomore year now.
Okay. And have you improved over the years? Have you noticed? How does the time work? I know a lot of times, girls especially, because of maturity, sometimes you don't get a whole lot faster as you age. But how about you? I mean, you have to take it up with hard work. So how's that been?
Yeah. Well, this year I've done well. I cut my time by 2 minutes for the 5K.
Wow. That's very good.
Yeah, I did that last week, so that was good. And then I've continued to do it this week. Well, they increased it from 2.5 miles to 3.1 miles. So last year I got an all-conference, and I did really well. And then this year I still did well. I just didn't make it. I got 15th instead of top 10. So.
That's close.
Yeah, really close.
Yeah. So talk to me about the difference in distance. Where are you at with that? Do you like it, or did you like the old distance better?
I didn't really like the longer distance, especially since my senior year. It was a big change. It's not awful, but I'd still rather do 2.5 miles, of course.
Okay. And so then you were also involved in soccer.
Yes.
Now, let's see. I know at one point you played tennis.
I played tennis freshman and sophomore year, and then sophomore year I double sported with soccer and tennis, and that was really hard. So I decided to do soccer.
Okay.
Last year.
So talk to me about that then. You start in a little bit later in life on the soccer. And did you play it at all when you were younger?
I played soccer all the time when I was younger.
Okay, so not brand new for you.
Right.
Okay.
I've been involved in that for a long time.
What position in soccer?
I play stopper, so between defense and midfield, kind of all over.
It's called stopper?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So what can you do as the stopper then? I mean, and I don't have a great knowledge of soccer as far as how it works is who can go where and when they can go there. So stopper gives you the ability to do what?
Well, there's the 3 defensive players, and then I'm in front of them. So I'm like the 4th defensive player, but I want to stop the ball before it gets back to defense. Or just kind of like help it go up the field. So I could do either or.
So do you get the opportunity to score very often then?
I scored once my sophomore year, and then last year I did a free kick and got that. So
Okay. So when you're in soccer, you can run wherever you want on the field, right? But you can't tell me what it means to be a defense person. Then you can't get out ahead of the ball or something.
Defense, you kind of stay on your side of the field. You don't really cross like half. You just want to make sure the ball doesn't get scored, pretty much.
But can you not cross midfield, or you just don't, because if you get out of position, there's going to be a problem?
If you're going to cross midfield, you just want to make sure you're going to score. You don't want to just run up there for no reason.
And so then outside of sports, tell me again what you're involved with.
I'm currently the FFA president, so I'm busy with that.
Okay.
And then just church groups, I'm in those. And I work a lot. So.
Okay. Now this is your senior year, so your time at CHS is ticking down. What does the future hold for Kirsten Broman?
Well, I'm in commercial airline classes right now, doing those through Indian Hills.
Really?
Yes.
To be like a stewardess or
commercial pilot?
To fly the planes.
Fly the planes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. We've been talking to a lot of students for the last 5 or 6 years. I think you're the first one who's said they were a pilot. That hasn't come up.
Yeah.
So where does that come from? I mean, are you able to fly a plane right now at all?
No, but I've been working on the classes since last fall, so just like getting a few done when I can.
Okay.
So it kind of helps.
So commercial pilot, what does that mean exactly that you aspire to do? I mean, what would be, this is what I want to do when I grow up? You fly for specific companies? How big of planes?
Like a large airline is what I want to do. So like fly for the big airline companies.
So you want to fly big planes?
Yes.
Wow. And so, okay. And you're working on these classes where? At Indian Hills?
Online.
Online.
So, yeah.
Okay. So how long of a process is it then to actually get to that point?
Well, it's a 2-year process if you like do your full schedule of classes, but I can't do a full schedule of classes and high school classes at the same time. So I've been working on like one or two classes at a time, just each semester.
At what point then and where do you actually get in a plane and go up in the air and you start doing that?
I could do that this spring. So.
And where can you do that at? I mean, there's not somebody here in Centerville that's capable of teaching you these classes. I mean, I know they know how to teach piloting, but now you're talking about 747 eventually, right?
Eventually, but they first train you on the smaller planes, so I'd have to go to Ottumwa for that, just the campus in Ottumwa.
And this is something how long has this been a goal of yours?
Since freshman year, I think. It's always been a thought in the back of my head, but then
really?
Decided to do something about it.
Well, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Good. Well, maybe someday you can fly me about the country. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right. So you do that. So when you're done with CHS, then you amp up the class schedule on that? Is that what you do?
Yeah. So I do like full college course schedule with it.
Okay. Outstanding. All right. And so let's talk about then some of the things your senior year. You just had homecoming.
Yes, that was very fun.
Yeah. So the dance was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You had a date?
Yep.
And who was this person?
Dan Harris. He's a cool guy.
I know him. Yeah. Seems like a great guy. He was just on the show not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. So he was one of the kings.
Yeah, that was
multiple kings.
2 kings this year. That was interesting.
That? Yeah. Okay, so tell me about that. Do you go to eat somewhere first, or do you go out for a nice meal? Do you have supper at somebody's house?
We actually had supper at my house. My dad cooked for like 8 people. So.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun.
And so then you got homecoming your senior behind you, and prom will be here before you know it. So at what point do you start thinking about prom dress now and stuff like that? Or are you already thinking about prom?
I don't really think about it. I guess it just kind of comes up and you realize you have to do it. So
it's more like, oh,
better get on that.
I better get on that. Prom's tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. We are visiting with Kirsten Broman. She is a senior at Centerville High School and currently on the cross-country team, which took second place in conference. So that's fantastic. And Coach Matt Krusich was just on the show. So we had 2 all-conference runners.
Yes.
So that was nice. You were just off the pace for all-conference, but you were all-conference last year, you say?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, it is time now for your 5 fast questions. And for coming out tonight, we will be providing Kirsten a free 6-inch sub from Subway. Compliments of Subway and Centerville Eat Fresh. Okay, pet peeve. What really ticks off Kirsten Brauman?
Pet peeve, probably lying or just not telling the truth.
Okay. What is your favorite food?
Pizza, taco pizza.
Okay. Give me a favorite book or movie.
Favorite book. Shoot, I don't know.
Okay.
I like a lot of them. I just can't think of a specific one.
Is there a genre of books that you prefer, like true stories, human interests,
True
sci-fi?
stories.
Okay.
I like true stories.
Okay.
Best.
A place you would like to visit. If I was going to give you an all-expense vacation to anywhere, where would you go?
Paris. Definitely Paris.
Okay. And someday maybe you can fly yourself there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right. And finally, what is your best quality?
Probably art, like being able to draw and have that talent.
Okay. We didn't get into that. So you're a talented artist.
Yes.
All right. Well, see, there you go. So you're going to fly planes. You're a talented artist. You seem like a pretty interesting young lady. Very nice. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by today and being our In the Box segment. Kirsten Brauman, you are officially out of the box.
Well, thanks for having me.
You betcha. Good luck. This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appanese County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. Talking local sports and a little bit more. About to have a Donnybrook right here, and Chad and I arguing over the Bulls and the Celtics. I actually think the Celtics have a more recent championship than the Bulls.
They might.
I think
Not more recently.
Not more recently.
Yes.
Well, anyway. All right. So let's go into some national stuff here.
You want to go there? All right. Well, right now,
hockey. I hope we got some hockey in there.
I actually do, Russ. Please start with it. The NHL, there you go. 4 games into their season already. They took 2 weeks off, and now they're back at it. So the Blue Jays. We'll start right there. The Blue Jays are up 6-3 in the top of the ninth. There's 2 strikes, 2 outs. Actually, a full count now. So
we'll get back to that here if the game ends here in the next few seconds. The other game tonight in the AL, sticking with the Major League Baseball, is Houston Astros. They win. Yeah, there it is. 3 outs. Just my first one. All right, Josh.
So the Blue Jays
a little quicker.
have moved on to the ALCS.
They do. The Astros are taking on Kansas City tonight. That game, or that series, is tied at 2 games apiece. It starts at 7:07 in Kansas City. Colin McHugh for Houston and Johnny Cueto for Kansas City.
Ooh, Johnny Cueto.
Okay. On to the National League. The Cubs, obviously, I'm sorry, Josh.
We don't need to talk about
All right, we won't even talk about that. We'll move on to the New York Mets and the Dodgers. For all you Cubs fans out there, you guys did win. It wasn't a dream. They did clinch this.
It wasn't a dream.
It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a movie.
It wasn't a movie.
It actually, and like we talked this morning, which I was surprised when I saw that too. It was we were surprised, but then once we got thinking about it, we weren't that surprised. That was the first time the Cubs have clinched at home in the history of
in the postseason history. They've never clinched a postseason series at home, but they haven't won a whole lot of postseason series.
So, and that's, we kind of pieced through that and came up with that. So, but got a nice little go Royals there from Coach Cochran. He's a big Royals fan. So, bandwagon. Yeah, sure, he jumped on there. So
that'll rattle.
But anyway, the New York Mets, they will play the LA Dodgers in LA tomorrow night, Thursday night. That series is tied at 2 games apiece. And that game 5 will start at 7:07. They have where the Mets have Jacob deGrom, and he is facing Zach Greinke for LA. The championship games for the AL, that series will start Friday, October 16th. The NL Championship Series starts Saturday, October 17th, and then the World Series starts Tuesday, October 27th, which ironically is the start of the NBA regular season.
All right. Look forward to all that.
College football, we have the AP poll. You have Ohio State, Baylor, TCU, Utah, and Clemson. Michigan State just dropped right out of the top 5, and they still haven't lost a game yet. I found that kind of interesting. The coaches poll, you have Ohio State, Baylor, TCU, Michigan State, and LSU. Iowa's number 17 in both polls. Hawkeyes are 6-0. They're 2-0 in the Big Ten. They are at number 20 Northwestern this Saturday. That game is at 11 o'clock, and it is on ABC. Iowa State is currently 2-3. They're 1-1 in the Big 12. They host some team, number 3, TCU. I don't know if there's anybody good on that team or not, but that game is at 6 p.m. on ESPN2. For the top 25 matchups, Thursday we have number 18 UCLA at number 15 Stanford, and then on Saturday you have number 10 Alabama at number 9 Texas A&M, number 7 Michigan State at number 12 Michigan, and number 8 Florida at number 6 LSU. On to the NFL, you have the AFC East being led by New England at 4-0, the North Cincinnati at 5-0, the South is being led by the Colts at 3-2, and in the West, Denver is at 5-0. In the NFC East, the Giants are at 3-2. Green Bay is at 5-0 in the North. In the South, Atlanta is also 5-0. And in the West, you have the Cardinals at 4-1. Thursday night ball game is Atlanta at New Orleans. Sunday games of note: Arizona at Pittsburgh, Chicago at Detroit, San Diego at Green Bay, Kansas City at Minnesota, Denver at Cleveland, and then on Monday night the Giants are at Philadelphia. For your bye weeks, you have Dallas, Oakland, St. Louis, and Tampa Bay. And in case you missed it, Russ, U.S. won the President's Cup. The international team 15.5 to 14.5. Yeah, they hung on and won. That's their 6th straight President's Cup.
Outstanding. We can't win a Ryder Cup.
Can't win a Ryder Cup. Apparently, those Europeans know how to play golf a little bit better than we do,
I guess. All right, we'll grab a break. When we come back, we're joined by Coach Kenny Whitlow talking Mohawk football right after this on Hy-Vee.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis. But I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. Time to talk football with Coach Denny Whitlow. Mohawk football team survives a little bit of a scare last Friday night. We'll get to that in a moment, but I need a shout-out. We're going to shout out to the Castile family because I know they tune in here on The Pitch. Quentin's grandmother was telling me she's not allowed to call the house during the Pitch Sports Show because everybody's tuned in to hear him talk Mohawk football, and so we appreciate that. So thanks for tuning in. And, of course, there's a lot to be excited about. But, Coach, got a little bit of a scare this past Friday night, but you boys held on.
Yeah, before we get started, I guess I'll give a shout-out to them, too. And Wednesday night, the night that we have different people painting our football field, and it's Mike Castile and his wife Jocelyn was over there tonight. And the guy that kind of headed it up for a lot of years now is Steve Smith. He's our school board president. He's our junior high football coach. And Willie Martin has a couple of boys on the team. Dan Babbitt, Steve's boy Bracken. So we got a great group of people that make our field look really good every week. And I just like to let the people know out there how appreciative I am that makes it, so I don't have to drive back over tonight after this and paint the football field. So it is greatly appreciated from those people stepping up and doing that for us.
So what you're saying is the Pitch Sports Show gets you out of staying over there and painting.
Yeah, it kind of does. So thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
All right, so Twin Cedars, you knew that they were a talented football team. You knew you were going to have to go out and play well, and it sounds like maybe this is a week where not the best effort from the Mohawks, but it's nice to know you can still win a game when maybe you're not clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, we didn't have a very good week of practice last week. I felt like the boys lacked focus. I don't know if they were just getting comfortable, but, boys were kind of messing around a little bit more in practice, and we had to get on them a little bit more about staying focused. And then Friday, one of those dreaded no school days, we had an all-day in service, so the kids didn't have the routine that they usually would have, and they just came out. And we started well, but then it just seemed like as the game went on, we just seemed a little, like I said, we just lost focus as the game went on, and made the game a lot closer than what it probably should have been.
So you got out to, a 20-0 lead, and then ran into some turnover trouble and some execution problems.
Yeah, we came out, we scored. Actually, we caused a fumble their first series, got the ball, and handed the ball off to Sam Klaus, and he ran like 45 yards for a touchdown on our opening touch of the football. And, so it started off well. And we came back, we stopped them again, went down and scored again. and I think we scored the extra point at that point in time, so we were up 14-0, I believe. And then kind of went back and forth the rest of the first quarter, and then we were able to score again in the second quarter. Breyer hit another pass play. I think the first one was second touchdown we scored was a pass play. Third one was a pass play. And, things were rolling pretty well at that point in time. And then one of our running backs, Chase Snyder, as he was about 5-6 yards from the goal line, kid put a helmet around the ball. He fumbled it. They got the ball back. And, that kind of fired them up a little bit. And kept kind of going back and forth. They scored once then in the first half. And Breyer threw a couple of passes to Avery Waybill. And Avery did something that you never see Avery do. He dropped 2 touchdown passes that were in his hand. He had 3 or 4 steps on the feedback. And most kids aren't going to catch Avery if he's got a few steps on and he goes. So, just uncharacteristic things that we hadn't done all year. So hopefully that's the bad game that we had. And we went at halftime 20-6. They had one kid on the football team, their nose tackle, who weighed about 320, 330, big kid, biggest kid we've played against all year. And our center, Alex Floyd, weighs about 170, so this kid is about twice his size. And Alex was trying to block him and keep him out as much as he could, but the kid, actually, for being as big as he was, he could actually move some too. And so we had to make some adjustments and try to stop him. And, we tried to do that, but Twin Cedars were fired up and they were ready to play. And second half, they made some adjustments. We tried to make some adjustments, and they just started kind of clawing back and coming back in. And we scored once in the second half, and then they just kept clawing back. And I think our boys started getting a little bit nervous because we were so used to scoring so much in games. Once we got stopped a few times, our boys, I think, started doubting themselves a little bit, and we just kept trying to cheer them on and tell them, just keep doing, your basics and go from there. And they scored with 35 seconds left. They threw a little pass out to the side, and Breyer, instead of going for the for sure tackle, he went for the interception, and he missed it, and the kid ran it in from about 30 yards out for the touchdown. So made a 2-point game, and then they tried to pass it again, and they went right back to Breyer's side again. Breyer did a good job, stuck on his man, knocked the ball away, and then Tucker Babbitt caught the onside kick, and victory formation. The game was over, and a few more gray hairs and a little bit more balding for Coach Whitlow. But, like I told the boys afterwards, in the win-loss column, there's no win by 2 or close game or ugly game. It just says wins and losses. So we got the win. And those are games that last year we would have lost. We lost a lot of games last year that were close, and we were able to pull one off this year, and that was a great thing to see by these boys.
Talking Mohawk football with Coach Denny Whitlow. We're going to grab a break as we head towards the top of the hour, and then we will take a look at what's left. The Mohawks are now 7-0, well in position to be district champions. A couple of games coming up that you'll definitely be heavily favored in with Melcher and Seymour. Of course, I know those. The Moraine to Seymour is always a big grudge match there. So big rivalry games. So you always got to be a little bit careful about those as well. We'll talk about what's coming up for the Mohawks and check on the health of the Mohawks as well when we come back on Hy-Vee's Pitch.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to the Pitch on KCOG Centerville. We'll move into the second half of the show talking Mohawk football with Coach Denny Whitlow. And Coach 7-0 on the season. Got a couple of games coming up that you're definitely going to be favored in. Let's start with the Melcher game. I know that's a big night because it's senior night for you and parents' night. So that always is a nice evening for everybody. And you got Melcher coming to town. And on paper, it's a game that if your guys show up ready to go, this should be a pretty heavy favorite.
Yeah, it's, solid of a team is what Melcher's been in the past ever since I've been coaching in Moravia. This is the one year that you see Melcher really down. We got a lot of young kids playing. I think part of it, last year they had 11 or 12 seniors out. So I think a lot of what happened was a lot of those juniors weren't getting to see really any playing time, and they just kind of started falling out, not playing a whole lot. So they're playing a lot of younger kids this year that have been hit with the injury bug, and I think they're 1-6 this year is what they are. Their only win was against Harmony. So they've really struggled a lot this year, and we just go out and play our game and execute the way we should. Should be a win, and it's just going to be a great way to see those seniors in their regular season if they're at Moravia with another win, hopefully. And if we win that game, we for sure wrapped up the district. We'll be district champs. But last week, if we did lose to Seymour, we'd be tied with Wayne, and we won the head-to-head, so we would be the district champs. So if we just go out, do our job this Friday night, it'll be something to celebrate in Moravia. Second district championship in 5 years. To see these boys go from the first year winning one game, their second year, I think they only won 1 or 2 the second year, and then last year winning 3. To see where they've been from there to what they're doing this year is just a great accomplishment for these seniors, and hopefully we just keep that going.
All right, and you talk about wrapping up the season on the road at Seymour. It's always a rivalry, Moravia, Moulton, Moravia, Seymour, Moulton, Seymour, those teams so close in the area, and long-time Bluegrass Conference rivals. So that's one I know that as a coach, you don't take anything for granted, but that's got to be one that always concerns you just a little bit more, regardless of how the talent seems to match up.
Right, because 4 years ago when we had a pretty solid team, and Seymour were struggling, we played them, and we had a shootout. It was like for a while we had, I don't know if it still is the state record or not, but for the most points in a game between two teams, we won 70-something, 78 to 72 or something like that. It was a crazy shootout. So you never know with Seymour. That's gonna be their Super Bowl game or their playoff game, since it looks like they're probably eliminated from the playoffs. And I think for their seniors, it's gonna be their senior night or parents' night. So that's gonna be some motivation for them. And if they could, we have the Warhawk Trophy that we play for now. This will be the 3rd year. We've been able to win it the last 2 years, so they would love that. I'm sure those seniors would love to be able to pull that to their side for their senior year and give them something to celebrate. And our boys got to stay focused, even though we'll be in the playoffs. We told the boys they could be only the second team to ever be undefeated in the regular season. So that's kind of what, we're trying to push that mission. But Seymour's always going to be a good team. And I know there's been, since last year, some jaw talking already between the Seymour and Moravia boys on who's going to be better. And so it should be a pretty intense game. And, you just hope that you come out of that with no injuries.
So before we wrap up tonight with this, how are you health-wise? Any key injuries?
Nope, we have all of our starters right now, all healthy. You got the bumps and bruises and soreness that you're going to have at this time of the year. But right now, knock on wood, we're healthy. We're ready to go. We did kind of have a flu bug passed through our team earlier this week. Somehow the stomach flu. We had some kids miss the school Monday and Tuesday throwing up and things like that. But we had everybody back tonight at practice. So hopefully we can just keep going that way and not get anybody hurt. Finish out the season strong that way as well.
Coach Jenny Whitlow, Moravia Mohawks 7-0. Melcher comes to town this Friday night, and it will be senior night or parents' night or both. I mean, I guess
we do ours as parents' night, so it's all the players, and we're also going to honor the cross country team, the ones that we have in that. They hadn't been recognized yet this year, so my daughter's in the cross country team, so if we didn't get her recognized, they say if mama's not happy at home, nobody's happy. So she reminded me that we need to have cross country on there, so I passed that along to Jamie Cochran, our AD, and he said, "Yep, let's get her done." So cross country team will be recognized that night as well.
Tell me about your coaching staff as well before we let you go. We haven't talked that much about them this year. Who's on your staff this year?
We got Brian Bickle. He's my defensive coordinator. Brian's been with me ever since I've been the head coach at Moravia. This is my 10th year at Moravia as the head coach. I've got Mike Gray. He's my offensive defensive line coach, and he's been with me for 8 years. And this year, we got a new assistant coach, Bracken Smith. Bracken, if people remember Moravia football, Bracken was the quarterback and defensive back the last time we went undefeated 5 years ago. So he just graduated this last spring from Central College, and he's preparing to go on to further his education. He graduated from Central, played football at Central, and he had to wait to get into a graduate school. So he's going to get his physical therapist degree, so he had to take a year off until he took his test and got into college. So he was going to be hanging out, and I said, "Hey, we'd love to have you on the coaching staff." He's done a great job. He coaches our defensive backs and our quarterbacks, and then he's also does our scout team. So our scout team offense. So I give him the plays that the other teams run, and he goes and has the players run them, and he does a great job with that too. And the kids love having him around, and he's been a great asset to us as well. So those are our main coaches. Then on Friday nights up in the booth, I have Rob Campbell. He's a teacher there at Moravia. He helps me out on spots for me and talks to what the defense is doing. And then Jamie Cochran, he's one of our junior high coaches, and Jamie's our AD this year for high school as well. And then he spots and talks to Coach Pickle on the radios as well. And then I'll throw a shout out to Steve Smith and Ryan Van Bogart. They do our stats. I like having adults doing our stats, and those guys do an excellent job of making sure that they're right. They'll also whisper in my ear if they see something as they're taking stats, and they help me out sometimes as well. So I have a great coaching staff, and they've done a great job. Last week against Twin Cedars, they had a kid by the last name of Penninger who had been averaging about 130 yards a game, and he had 13 carries for 27 yards against us last week, so we shut him down. Had a kid by the last name of Williams who was the second leading receiver in the district, and he was averaging about 100 yards a game, and he had 3 catches for 30 yards last week, so that definitely helped us. So Coach Bickle did an excellent job game planning with that, and boys stepped up with that, so that was a great thing to see us execute that way against a couple of really solid players.
All right, Coach Whitlow, Mohawk football 7-0. We look forward to visiting with you again next week, and hopefully the undefeated season continues. Coach, as always, thanks for stopping out.
Thanks, guys.
We'll grab a break. When we come back, Josh Price will tell us about all things Hy-Vee. That's next on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Hy-Vee is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Hy-Vee. You'll also find them online at dailyhywegian.com. That's dailyhywegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Hy-Vee, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, presented by Hy-Vee, and we're joined now by Josh Bryce, once again, to tell us about all things Hy-Vee.
You bet. We got a great 2-day stock-up sale Friday and Saturday. We have Hy-Vee chicken noodle or tomato soup 10 cans for just $5. Midwest Country Fair macaroni and cheese 10 boxes for just $4. Hy-Vee chili beans 15-ounce cans 10 for $5. Midwest Country Fair tomato juice in a 46-ounce can 2 for $2.50. Ritz crackers original 2 boxes for just $5. Fresh from our bakery, we have banana or pumpkin bread in 24-ounce loaf, 2 for $7.98. Save 10 cents a gallon on your fuel saver card with a purchase of 2. And from our meat department, we have pork ribeye chops, 5-ounce each, 4 for just $3.
All of that right out here at your local Hy-Vee store. Of course, Josh will be around throughout the show to talk, to take the Hall of Fame challenge. You've had a pretty good fall.
Yeah, not too shabby.
So we'll see how it goes tonight. I will tell you that in light of the fact that your Cardinals were knocked out, it is not a baseball question.
Well, it's not like Cardinals' recent history or something
No.
that make me feel better.
I thought I would just, since you technically now consider the baseball season over, no baseball.
Hockey.
That's hockey. It's also not hockey. So
Well, that's good news.
we will take a break. When we come back, Nick Paloma joins us to talk about this undefeated 7th grade football team. We got him on the way, and Coach Reed to talk about the 8th graders. So junior high football takes center stage when we come back on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices. And they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, talking local sports and a little bit more. And we are presented by Hy-Vee. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors who make the show possible each and every week. RK Auto Body, Sales and Associates, Cook Insurance, Flower Teak, Henley Dental, Thomas Funeral Home, Chico Construction, Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop, the Daily Iowegian, Northside Insurance, The Preserve on Rathbun Lake, J&L Flooring, Jim Ireland Menswear. Also Power Insurance with our Hall of Fame Challenge. All right, we're talking football now, junior high football with Coach Nick Paloma, one of the two coaches at the 7th grade level. And this is a 7th grade team that finished the season undefeated with a big win over Albion last night, 6-0. First of all, Coach, congratulations. And I think I saw, is that the first time that we've had it?
Not the first time we've had some 5-0 teams.
Oh, okay.
We started with the conference football or final conference teams now. It's the first time we played 6 games. I think the last maybe 4 years we played 6 games.
Okay, so
we've had a couple other 5-0 too. We've had a few teams that are 5-0. I didn't want to make sure we give credit for those teams too. I'm sure people were some parents out there were rebutting me on that, trying to on Facebook as soon as they can to let me know. But we had a few teams. Yeah, I think the 2010 team maybe was 5-0, and maybe one of the teams back in the late 90s or early 2000. I think was probably 5-0 also. But yeah, first team to win 6 games in a season, so that was nice to see. Our kids came out and played well, and as they have all year, really. We've executed offensively, defensively all year. Been able to get all 32 of our players have been able to get in and play, quality minutes in most of our games. Not just get some token minutes at the end. They've been getting play for a whole full quarter or more, and so hopefully you're keeping kids out and we're developing some depth and kind of get the numbers back up. That's what we're hoping.
Well, of course, there's going to be some names that are recognizable for carrying the ball and getting the touchdown. But I want to start with where football really matters, and the kids that may not get their name announced over the PA, but they're the kids who make you 6-0, and that's your guys up front. And I know you got pretty good depth there and a number of kids that really did a good job on both sides of the line this year.
Yeah, we have, and that's honestly we've preached all year long. We've been telling those offensive and defensive linemen that we're going to be good or bad depending on how well the offensive and defensive line plays. If we can block people and keep people off our backs and let them get through the hole, good things are going to happen. And obviously we got some guys in the backfield that carry the ball well too and can make a guy miss here and there. But obviously if you're getting through holes you're getting 5 yards before you get touched, good things are going to happen. And those guys up front have really done a nice job for us. And offensive line guys, our guys that have played up there most of the year. We had Kroger at center. The 2 Cox boys were both our guards. Brady Clark was a tackle. Nicholas Jewett as the other tackle. Miles Clausen was a tight end. Those guys up front were our main guys on the offensive line. Obviously, you had some other guys sprinkled in there at times here and there, but those guys were kind of the mainstays on the offensive line. And those are all nice, good-sized kids. They're physical kids that will hit you in the mouth and can move people. And especially, the Clark kid, a tackle, right tackle, is a big, strong kid. And when he wants to play, he can just move people. Just absolutely road race people. There was a couple plays last night where we ran dive, I think 4 straight times, trying to fullback dive right down the field. And he turtled the defensive tackle right back into the linebacker and knocked him over too. And that's nice to see when you got guys that can do that. So you're hoping that, those guys continue and they can keep developing those offensive linemen and get this thing going. And I think we're going to see some special things here in the next few years. So those guys keep working hard and get some work done in the off season and get them into the weight room and just keep those guys playing because we all know that's where games are won lost in the trenches and then the offensive and defensive line. Defensive line wise, Otis Williams was an end for us this year that played really well. Brody Kroger was he's obviously our center and then also played in the interior as a tackle. Hunter Cox played a tackle or nose guard spot for us. And both the little sales boys both played in there a little bit too. And those are little smaller guys but quick that can shoot in the gaps. Nicholas Jewett and Brady Clark both played some end. And even the Doherty kid, Briar Doherty, actually got some nice time in there. And throughout the year, he's a kid that really improved throughout the season. And you get into a scout team situation on defense, and all of a sudden you kept noticing Briar was getting in there and making plays. before it was over with, he was, he's the first guy in off the bench on the defensive line and get some good time in there. So, that's nice to see too. The guys that just hadn't maybe gotten a lot of time, maybe at the beginning of the year. By the end of the year, they were getting quality minutes in there and really contributing in there. So nice to see there. Obviously, linebacker-wise, obviously Brady Koestner played linebacker and carried the ball for us. Brady's, he's a special kid and play, and he does a lot of good things. Kellen Johnson played outside linebacker for us. Was another kid that isn't a big kid, but plays pretty physical, a wrestling kid that tackles well. Before it's over with, he might end up being a corner. We played him an outside linebacker this year just because we were needing some depth there. Corey Shondel played some outside linebacker for us. Cannon Regal played some inside linebacker. And Lucas Henderson played some good linebacker spot for us. Lucas was a kid that, I think he was questioning whether he was even going to play this year and came out and, honestly, he's a pretty physical kid that likes to get in there and hit, being defensively, if you're not afraid to stick your nose in there, there's usually a spot for you somewhere. So, nice to see that. And then on the back end of that defense, Merrick Matthews and Bauman and Clausen were back in the backfield. Those guys did a nice job of, making sure nobody got behind us and really protecting the edge for us, coming up in the corner spot, doing good things there.
Well, we'll talk about the offense and obviously some of your skilled players there. Before we get to that, give me some of your other. I know obviously you don't go 6-0 without a lot of depth, and you got a lot of kids out. And that's probably the most impressive thing is having those kids out. And I know there you talked about being able to get a lot of kids quality time, and so talk to me about.
Yeah, we're just kind of roll through, and I apologize. I still don't know half these guys' first name, believe it or not. By the time I go to the elementary building and then the high school, and then you get to junior high, I'm looking at guys and I know them by their last name or whatever name we stuck on their helmet. A lot of these guys were getting in and they're going, I'm going, who do I got for tackle? And they're saying, they're saying, put Nolan in. I'm like, I don't know who Nolan is. Who's Nolan? Oh, Nolan Moore. Oh, okay, I get Nolan in. All right, I figure that. So a lot of these guys, when I'm saying last names, I apologize if I can't remember their first name off that. But, Grant Carson played some D-back for us and also was wing-back on offense, carried the ball in some of reverse counter plays. Mason Bauman, Merrick Matthews, Brady Koestner, Nolan Moore. Like I said, Nolan played some defensive end for us, and some receiver. Nicholas Fannebecker. Fannebecker's another kid that was a nice kid off the bench that came in and played some corner for us. And actually, he ended up carrying the ball at tailback a little bit, and the kid's kind of a natural runner back there. He kind of sees holes and cuts pretty well. And he just hasn't had a whole lot of experience. I think that's a kid that could time he develop into a pretty good football player if he sticks with it. Lucas Henderson, Miles Clausen. Miles is our tight end. Really has really good hands. And he blocks fairly well too. And a kid that I think you can probably end up splitting out at some point. Caden Sales, Kellen Johnson, Trenton Smith, Gage Hatfield. Hatfield's another nice sized kid inside that can block and play in the guard tackle spots for us at times. Peyton Sales, Corey Shondel, Britton Cox. Britton was our left guard. A little bit small. He's the smaller of the two Cox. That was Big Cox and Little Cox. That's kind of how we recognize those two guys. But he did a nice job in there with the offensive line. Joey Starr. Joey's first year playing football and came out and played some free safety for us and got some minutes for us. Logan Everett, another lineman. Cannon Regal. Nathaniel Giovanna. Giovanna's our fullback. Real quick little guy that hits the hole hard and is quick and is a strong, powerful wrestling type kid. We didn't start the year. We started the year with him kind of as our backup fullback, and by the time we got to the first game, he was kind of the guy in there. And once you see him carry it a few times and watch how shifty he was in there, that there was no doubt that he was our fullback. Otis Williams. Otis did a nice job. Physical kid that could play. Well, he played on the offensive line a little and played at fullback a little. And obviously was our strong end on the defensive side. Hunter Cox, Ryan Carrington. Ryan played some tight end for us, and he actually kicked a little bit too. Nicholas Jewett. Jewett played our offensive and defensive lines and also kicked a little bit. Gage Ritz, Briar Doherty, Drennan Eddy, Braden Montgomery, Lane Berkebile, Brody Kroger, Brady Clark, and Zach Stonehouse. So, we've got a lot of guys there. There's 30, 31, 32 guys. Sometimes it's interesting trying to get everybody into games, especially, you get ahead and then you're trying to set people in and out. Sometimes we had to call timeouts because we'd run 8 guys out there, and then pretty soon you've got 14 on the field, and you can't get people on and off, and just the logistics of just getting that stuff was almost more challenging than anything this season.
7th graders go 6-0 on the year. So you had Merrick Matthews was your quarterback.
Yep.
And then Brady
Matthews, quarterback. Koestner is at tailback, and Giovanna was at fullback, and Carson at wingback, and split in Bauman and Johnson played some split in for us, and they usually ran plays in split in spots. So we had a lot of different guys touch the ball and do a lot of things. And Coach Warren's offense isn't anything too tricky. It's just, here we are. We're going to run right at you, and we're going to run the basic stuff. We're going to run dive. We're going to run off tackle and some sweep and a little counter play, and just try to get better at doing the little things, blocking things, and some of that stuff up front. So our offensive line, they played great all year, and that's the guys, like I said, that you got to have. You got to get the depth. You got to have the guys up front, and those guys I think are there. Hopefully we can just keep developing those guys and get them into the off season in the weight room, and get our guys into the agilities and the speed stuff in the off season, and keep things rolling. And we encouraged them after last night. We encouraged everybody to make sure they're out for something else. Just keep competing throughout the year. Don't just be a football player at this point. I mean, keep competing, keep being involved. Nothing else. It's just moving around and keeping yourself active. Don't go home and just get comfortable with watching TV after school and playing video games and not doing anything. Keep yourself active and competitive, and keep working at things. And some of those guys that were that played more in the B games a little bit and didn't get a lot of time. There's a long time between now and your senior year of high school, and you see a lot of guys that didn't get on the field very much, and by the time they're a senior, they're a starter. People grow and people change and people advance and get a little better, and just keep working. It's football, more than anything, is the ultimate team sport, and you need as many guys as you can get. Now, you need as much depth, and we deal with injuries and everything else, and it's the next guy in, and the teams that have that depth are usually the teams that are there at the end of the season.
Coach Nick Paloma got a great group of young men. It's good to have those numbers. Great season for you guys. 6-0. Certainly a lot to be excited about. And the 8th grade group was 5-1, so we're 11-1 at the junior high level. Coach Reed will join us next to talk about the 8th grade group. Coach, congratulations on the undefeated season.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We're back with more right after this.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is
You're listening to the best music from the 80s, 90s, and now on 99.7 KCOG Centerville.
75. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing, and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on Hy-Vee's The Pitch. Big thanks to Coach Nick Paloma for stopping out and talking about that 7th grade group, a group we can be very proud of. And there's another group we can be very proud of. Coach Reed and his 8th graders go 5-1 on the year and got some great group of kids. And I want to do the same with you as I did with Coach Paloma. There's kids that get their name out there all the time because they're carrying the ball and throwing the ball, but we all know it's some big boys up front that make the engine go. So start with your offensive line because those are my heroes, those guys right there.
Well, O-line for us, we had Cade Moore, Lee, Gino Banya.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first time I've got that right, too, by the way.
And I couldn't confirm what you sure did.
Walker White, Ethan Messmaker, Braden Kroger, Colton Cowan, Matt Welsh, Chris Gold, Austin Bell, Cameron Flick, Alex Starr, Those were our tackle-to-tackle guys right there.
And they got the job done for your skilled players, and you had some pretty darn good skilled players. So talk to me about the guys who handled the ball for you.
Sure. Our receiver types, our ends, Trent McCann, Tyler Sedgwick, Jacob Bauer, Seth Mason. Those four guys were our edge players on offense. And then in the backfield, Gage Carson, Tyler Starr, Chris Bowen, Samuel Lindeman, Quentin Koestner, Matt Logston, Colby Misitich, Gage Mormon, Caden Kozlerich, and McCain Oaten.
So it sounds like pretty decent numbers for the 8th.
25 guys.
So you go 5-1. They had a good year. 7th grade year had a good year. 8th grade year. Do you get the sense that this group of kids is? Do you feel pretty comfortable about most of these kids staying
Absolutely.
with it?
You bet. They, I couldn't look at that list of 25 and say, I don't know if that guy's going to be there. I think they'll be there and ready to go when August or July or June, May, whenever Coach Evans says, let's get it on. I think those guys will be ready to go.
All right. Well, let's talk about a few of these kids and some of the things. I got a chance to get down there and see the one game. But Trent McCann looks like he's got kind of a special set of hands. There's a kid that I think is not your typical 8th grader when it comes to catching passes.
Yeah, I don't. Other than maybe an overthrow here or there, when the ball is in the area, he comes down with the football. I mean, he did a great job. Did a great job all season, offensively, defensively, blocking. He was a little upset with me when the year started because I think he expected it to get up in the air right away, and I said, boy, you're going to learn to block first. And when you can show me that, we'll get it on.
Blocking.
He's got a nice little foot on him. Oh, he's got a big leg on him. He does a nice job. We were able to, it's been a few years. Let's see, my first year of junior high football when we had the Ethan Mormons and the Tanner Susans, Tyler Gray, that bunch. When those kids went through in 8th grade, we kicked some PATs with them. We hadn't done it since, and these guys could do it. And you get a kicker. I mean, the kicker is there. We've had kickers every year that the kids have came through the junior high. It's the snapping and the holding part of it. Got to have a guy who can snap the ball with some zip to it, a kid who can put it down on the tee, and then your leg is there anyway. And we were finally able to do that. Cade Moore was our long snapper for that, and Quentin held, and those guys did a great job. I don't think we would practice the heck out of our fire play for a bad snap, and I was thinking of it when we were driving down here. I don't remember a bad snap on any PAT kicks. I mean, we were able to put it down and kick it. So this is good stuff.
Well, and of course, McCain Oden is a generational type athlete. I mean, it's a kid that has the potential to do some very, very special things, and I know he carried the bulk of the load for you this year. But boy, what it's an athletic and physical specimen.
You bet. And football smarts. Sure, he's big. He's fast. I thought as the year went on, watching him last year, cut back a lot, working against the grain. That's kind of his move and his thing. And this year, I mean, the foot would get in the ground and it was see ya. And that was, he did a little bit of that last year as a 7th grader, but you're still learning. You're still trying to figure it out. And I think he's figuring it out very quickly.
I thought he was probably a little more even impressive, his advancement defensively. Linebacker seeing the gaps defensively and getting there and smacking someone.
Yeah, he played a lot better defensively this year than and not that he didn't do a bad job as a 7th grader, but just like that, little things here and there, seeing that stuff.
You talk about defensively, and the one game that I was there to see, boy, Colby Misitich comes to mind. I don't know how he was all year, but boy, that night he was in the mix almost every play.
Wonderful player, hard-nosed kid. And these guys all, the thing that was great about all of them was they bought into what we were selling. And it's never changed in all the years of doing this junior high thing. It's never changed. You're going to play for your buddy. I mean, when I played, it wasn't about me. It wasn't about you. It was us. And I'm going to play for you. Coach could give up this play, work on this technique, do this. I wasn't playing for a coach. I would be hard-pressed to even say, as I've gotten older now, I don't even know if I was playing for a school. I played for my buddy. I was not going to let my buddies down on the team. When it was my play to make, I was going to do my job and get it done. And we've sold that. And these guys really embrace that, I think. And you see success happen when guys do that.
Well, and you had, some other very good skilled players. I know Quentin Koestner got the ball quite a bit.
Yep.
Gage Carson obviously has got good speed, got a chance to do some things. So it looks like the one thing about it with these kids as they go forward, when you look at the 7th and the 8th graders, they're going to have to work every day in practice for their position.
Yes.
And that should just make everybody better.
Yeah, there's competition every day when they went out there. And we were a little bit unconventional in what we did. I looked at the guys and their skill sets when we started, and there's athletes and ballers out there, and I thought, well, let's try a little something unconventional. We didn't really have a true quarterback per se, but we had 3 kids who could put the ball in the air at any time. Quentin, Colby, Caden Kozlerich, those guys can throw it. They got arms and would put the ball in good spots. We had, some guys who could go out and catch it. Some of the same guys that could throw it could catch it. We tried to throw it to ourselves sometimes, let them pass it up and go run after it, and fun around there. But so it gave them a chance to do some different things, because I wanted the ball to be in everybody's hand. The last 2 ball games, Sheraton and Albia, and they're good teams, and you've got to get your workhorse the football, and the other guys did a great job when their number was called. It was good stuff.
Coach Jason Reed and his 8th grade group. One thing we didn't mention so Coach Nick Blum and then Brad Warner, 7th grade, is that right? And you and Steve Clark are the 8th graders, and we're just a tremendous goal. Is there anybody on there that we didn't get mentioned tonight? I know
we've talked to them all, and the kids did a great job last night. We had Albia, we didn't even talk about her or didn't mention, but it was a big win for the kids. We had 5 starters, 2-way starters that didn't play for injuries. We had Sedgwick broke his finger in the Knoxville game. Gage Mormon broke his collarbone in the Knoxville game. Jake Bauer got banged up against Sheraton. Cade Moore was sick Monday and came to school Tuesday. We got to the field dressed out. I mean, he's throwing up, sick, couldn't go. So Messmaker had to move to center and snap our little pistol snap. And he was the backup at that position anyway, but he was a starter at our tackle, jumped in there, changed spots. Kids did awesome. It was good to see him jump around to different positions, and guys stepped up. It was good.
Any night you get 2 wins against
beauty.
That's a good night.
It's a beauty night. It's a good night.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the great season, and you might as well stick around and take the Hall of Fame challenge with us now. I want to tell you, I know Kovac is homesick, I think, but he might be tuned in.
Oh, he's tuned in.
Based on this question, if you don't, well, you're probably a favorite here. If you don't win, Kovac's going to have your hide, I'm sure. So, but as we get this group over here, now you don't come alone. I see you've got maybe the brains of the family.
Yeah, the brains is
with you. There she is. Who's this young lady? What's your name? What's that?
Maisie.
Maisie what?
Reed.
Maisie Reed. And how old are you?
7.
7. So you freshman, sophomore in high school. What grade are you in?
1st.
Oh, 1st. Okay. Who's your teacher?
Mr. Durham.
All right. Who's smarter, your mom or your dad? No, don't answer that. Don't answer.
You better say your mom.
Did you like cinnamon in your chili? That's the important question of the day. So,
yes.
All right.
Your mom.
Hi, Mom.
All right. Let's take this Power Insurance Hall of Fame challenge. We're all, I think, Big Ten fans here, right? So Big Ten football, we play an East Division and a West Division. And your job is to name the teams in the East and the teams in the West. Who's in the East, who's in the West in the Big Ten? Good luck. We will come back. Kovac, I'm sure, is even through his sickness, is probably texting right now to get those answers in. We'll grab a break. We'll come back, see how they did right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County.
We're talking local sports a little bit more. It's our Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge, and we'll speed through this. So we're running a little bit off schedule tonight. Let's take a look. In the East, Ohio State, Michigan State, Michigan, Penn State, Indiana, Rutgers, and Maryland. Who's 7 for 7?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I missed the team. All right. In the West, the Hawkeyes, Northwestern, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Purdue.
14.
There you go. Anybody else? No.
Easy money. No.
Well, Comac will be proud. Congratulations. All right, Coach Jason Reed and his 8th graders, 5-1 on the season, and it's great to get them out here and visit with them tonight. Next up, Coach Chuck Evans slide in to talk Big Red football. The Centerville Big Reds coming off the homecoming game this Friday night, and we got great weather. We got a good crowd. The game didn't go our way, but I think there's definitely some positives, Coach. It was it's one of those deals where, boy, if we could have caught a break, it might have been an entire story, but it kind of seems to be that way. I looked after it, and I thought, you start to feel like the Cubs around here, like we're cursed just when things go our way, something freaky happens. But all in all, your thoughts on it? It seemed like the boys definitely played hard.
Yeah, they did. They played hard, and after the game, it meant a lot to them. It's probably the most somber locker room I've been around this year, and you could tell it really meant a lot to the seniors, 12 seniors that we had who was playing their last homecoming, and they gave it everything they had. It's just, the first four plays for Fort Madison, I shouldn't say 4 plays, 4 scores that they had was a 12-yard drive off of a fumble, and then a punt return for a touchdown. And then a 27-yard drive, one play, 27-yard drive off an interception. And then, we fought back. I thought we had the thing kind of going our way right at halftime, had good momentum. And we were talking in the locker room and came out and kicked off, and they ran the kickoff back. So there's 4 touchdowns, 28 points right there that you give up. You can't give those up. And then, we fought back, and we went to one of our special plays that we pulled out of the old closet. Got Stickler going down the field and caught that. I thought, okay, now we got some momentum going our way again. But again, we had the ball and had a fumble, and for whatever reason, it's kind of like what you said. We're kind of like the Cubs. The ball bounced right into their hands. And early in the game, Fort Madison had bad quarterback exchange. it bounced right back in their hands. And if we would do that, I'm sure it bounced right into Fort Madison's hands. So we're kind of fighting. We've got kind of like a little black cloud above us right now. But, if you play the game long enough, you coach it long enough, those things start going our favor. And I hope Friday night against David County, then they'll start going our way.
Well, Fort Madison, obviously, size-wise, was a team that we matched up with fairly well, and the special teams obviously were not a strong point for us. You kind of went away from kicking off the first half, or at least it looked like we were intentionally squib kicking. We didn't do that to start the second half. It didn't work out. I got to ask you, was there a consideration in not kicking the ball deep, or how does it?
Well, we came out and we were giving up so many yards on the squib kick. They were, down at just basically it was more about 10 or 15 yards. And so we thought that they would be ready for a short kick to open up the second half. So we've been doing that. And if you remember last year when we played Fort Madison, that's all we did. We went onside kick, to get us back into that game over at their place. And so we decided to kick it deep, and didn't kick it deep enough, and didn't kick it low enough, and they got it, and they took it all the way back across the field and up their sideline for a touchdown. And yeah, it's one of those, hindsight's 20/20. If we do it all over again. We probably kick it short, but we thought that they would be prepared for a short kick, and we thought kicking it down deep would do the job, and obviously it backfired in our face.
Bryce Gardani had another highlight reel play that guy's like Houdini. Just when you think he's in trouble, he sneaks out. That was a very impressive run for a touchdown that he had.
Yeah, the kid defensive tackle shot the gap and grabbed him by the head, and Bryce ducked underneath him and got out of his kind of bear hold and got his bearings and started going around the left side of the offensive line and put on the speed and got her into the end zone. And that was a nice run. And Hunter Cowan made a nice catch on a pass going down their sideline on arrow up play that we had called, and reached out and got it in the end zone, and Stick going right down the middle of the field and catching that one too. And there's some things that happened that I thought was pretty good. I mean, one time we kind of screwed around on the snap on the extra point, and Cowan rolled to his right like he's supposed to do, and everybody spread out like they're supposed to do, and McSweeney dropped the ball, but at least they're doing some of that stuff that you keep practicing, and someday it's all going to come together, and it's going to be pretty good to watch, because there's sometimes when you get us going and it looks pretty good out there, and some other times it looks pretty ugly. So we're just going to hope for a positive against Davis County, and it's battle for the pennants, and both teams have one win, both teams against Clark, and so it's going to be an even-Steven game, and it's just whoever wants it the worst over there. That's what I feel.
Talk about your defense a little bit. I mean, just been watching the game when you figure the turnovers and the special team laps, your defense, I thought was pretty darn good.
Yeah, they were. And I told the boys afterwards, and the problem is most of the guys on defense play on offense. So it's, you compliment one and you criticizing the other, but yeah, they did. They were a run-oriented team. We knew that going in. And, Kovac and Chad and Maddie and those guys got together, and they put a good game plan together, and kids executed it. And like I said, it's tough to stop a team when they only have to go 12 yards or 27 yards and try to keep them out of the end zone, especially as potent as they are as far as the running backs. They got good speed. Once they crack that line of scrimmage, they're gone if you don't get them quick enough. So, yeah, and like I said, defense wasn't the problem. It was the special teams play, letting them have the points that we did there, and offense, the interceptions, the turnovers that we had, and untimely penalties. It's just drives you nuts as a head coach. You try to go over with practice, you try to do everything you can practice, and then game time comes, they kind of revert back to some of the ways of practice, and you're trying to break them of those habits, but it is what it is, and we try to keep it positive, and try to keep them going in the right direction, and we make changes each week, and try to shore up where we think we got some weaknesses, and try to get the kids to buy into it, and hopefully against Davis County we can get the job done.
Well, you got Trey Reinhardt back, and boy, I was very impressed with the way that he played on Friday night.
Yeah, Trey came back, and we didn't know what type of condition he was going to be in, and Coach Kovac put him down, and he was sneaking through there, and then getting some key stops in the defensive back or offensive backfield, excuse me. And then on our goal line package, we play him as the power back on the right side. He took Jacob Hargrave's spot, which Jacob needed a rest, quite honestly, because he's got a shoulder that needed a rest, and Trey stepped in there and did a nice job there. And this week he's got another week of conditioning, and he'll get better and better because he's been gone for quite a while since the Sheraton game. So it was nice to see him be back out there. And Rosie will be back this week. We got him coming. That's good news. That helps with our depth. Taylor Mississippi is still fighting the ankle. He'll be a game time decision on him. And so, but we're getting there. We're still not 100% healthy, but we're getting there. And I know the boys that have been out for quite a period of time now understand what it's like to play every down like it's your last, because you never know when that injury bug's going to hit you, and you got to be on the shelf for a while. But it's nice to see Trey back, and it's nice to have Nathan back this week too.
Talking Big Red football with Coach Chuck Evans, and the Big Reds got a big one coming up Friday night now, and I don't know where we're at necessarily with still having hopes to get into the postseason. But boy, when you go to Davis County, it's same as Albion, Centerville, Davis County. Any way you slice it, boy, that is a huge game on the schedule, playing for the pennant, which we have right now, and obviously we don't want to see. We don't. We had it.
No. Last year we gave up the pennant. It went back. Yeah, we got to go get it. We just got to get back into the halls of CHS, yeah, it's like I told the boys. You watch film and everything. I said, what you see on film, don't go by that. Yes, maybe their tendencies and what they do on offense and what they do on defense as far as how they line up, but you can't judge the intensity and the heart that will come out of this game on Friday night. And it's one of those games where you throw the records out for that matter, because it's just decided on the field, and it's so important to both communities that and you throw the pennants on top of that, and they'll have the pennant presentation after the game. So it's going to be a special night over at Davis County, and our kids plan on bringing those things back to the halls of CHS.
We'll grab a quick break. We'll come back with more with Coach Chuck Evans right after this.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh-cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, talking Big Red football with Coach Chuck Evans. And This Friday night, we go over to Davis County. So I know you guys have watched the film. You broke it down. What concerns do we have with Davis County? What offensively for them? Who do we need to be worried about?
Well, they have a nice package of a running game. They're predominantly running, but the quarterback can get out and throw the football. What concerns me, and it has concerned me every game this year that we play, is the size of their offensive line and the way to get off the football. And it's going to be imperative that our defense, can counter that and play the game on their side. And then on defense, they give you multiple fronts. They can go from a 3 to a 5 to a 6, depending on your formation. So they have adjusted well with their defensive packages to what the offense is trying to do to them. So our kids are going to really have to be on their toes as far as our offensive linemen when they go up to block, and make sure they're blocking correct with the fronts that they're possessing. And then our defense is going to have to read their offensive line, the backs, and their motion, and basically just keep your head in front, keep your eyes in front. You don't start looking into the backfield and look at motion or looking where they're lining up and trying to do all the stuff they're trying to do as far as misdirections, because if they start buying into that misdirection, you're going to get yourself out of place, and that's when they'll find the seam and go to take it to the house. So it's going to be one of those very disciplined football games from the standpoint of defensive play. Our guys are going to have to be really disciplined and do their assignment, and we'll be fine. But like I said, if they start looking into the backfield and trying to figure out where they're going and everything, then we're going to get ourselves in trouble.
And offensively, when you look at their defense, what do you expect to see out of them on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, it depends on what packages we're in. If we spread the field out, they could probably come with a 3-man look up front, but then walk the linebackers up on the outside and bring them, put pressure on Brett if it's a passing situation. Down and distance will be a real key in this football game. And then when we go through a double tight power high backfield, they'll probably go basically a 6-2. They'll cover up our guards and tackles and ends, put 2 linebackers in the middle, walk the corners up, or they might play it like they did. They played Albia and put the corners and the free safety right in the middle of the field so they can react to whatever side the running backs go to. So it's going to be kind of interesting from that standpoint. It's going to be kind of man-on-man what they're going to do to us if we get double tight. If we spread it out, they'll spread it out with us and try to take away the slants on the passing game and bring pressure from the outside.
So we got Davis County on the road this week. We finish at home with CMD. They're not necessarily as strong as they were last year. Of course, I know you focus one game at a time, but these are a couple of games left on the schedule that we have a legitimate shot to win.
Yeah, we do. And, first game's first is Davis County. But, yeah, when you look at the 2 remaining, CMB plays North Polk Friday night at North Polk, so we'll get a good idea of what they're capable of doing. We're hearing all types of things with CMB, that they got some kids injured and they got some kids out and all that kind of stuff. But we have no control of that. So only thing we can do is control what we can do, and that's get on the bus Friday and go over to Davis County. And then once that game's done, we'll see what CMB brings to town the following Friday.
Of course, we've talked a little bit about the injuries. Taylor Mistich will be a game-time decision. Taylor notwithstanding, is this about as healthy as we've been into a game since week 1?
Yeah, I would say since week 1, this is about as healthy as we have been. Like I said, we got all the kids back that have been out that are back, and Taylor was out last week, and we thought he would be back this week, but it's just not healing as fast as we would like. And Taylor's main game is speed, and when that ankle's still black and blue and you can't put a lot of pressure on it and cut on it, that basically puts him on the shelf and puts him at risk for a further injury. So we're going to kind of most likely figure him out by game time. And if he's not ready by this Friday, he'll definitely be ready by next Friday against CMB for senior night. And that's so important to get your seniors out there. We have their dads, the honorary captains, for that game, and so we're knock on wood, we'll get Taylor back next week for sure against CMB.
All right, Coach, a couple of minutes left here. I'll give you an opportunity to comment on the junior high football teams, 11-1 between the 7th and the 8th graders. That certainly bodes well, at least on paper, for the future of Big Red football, and certainly it sounds like we've got a pretty good group of kids down there.
Yeah, we do. I've been fortunate to work with them the last several years, either in the elementary camps or in the last year and a half, or 2 years with the junior high camp. And they're a very good group. They're fun to be around. They're kind of football savvy from the standpoint, you kind of tell them what needs to be done. They kind of nod their head and go, yeah, we know what we need to get done. They love to compete. They love to win. Obviously, by the records they've had this year at the 7th and 8th grade level, they know what it's like to win, which is good. And now we just got to keep them together, keep them coming out, get them bigger from the standpoint of getting them in the weights when it's time, and getting them to work hard, and get them out for other sports too. I always like to see the athletes be out for multiple sports, so basketball, wrestling, track, soccer, whatever the case might be, in baseball in the summertime, just to keep them active and keep them going. But if you go to any successful athletic program in the state, their success, not only with just the raw ability of their athletes, but also the way they enhance their ability in the weight room, getting them stronger and faster with agility work, speed work. And that's what these kids need to do. And as for offensive linemen, they're skilled kids, D linemen, linebackers, everybody has to buy into it. And if they do that, what success they've had to junior high level should progress its way up through their high school careers, and that would be really nice for this community.
That's going to do it for us on the pitch tonight. Big Red Football Friday night. Of course, Mike O'Connor will have the play-by-play, joined by Mark Decker and Henry Ortman from Davis County over there in Bloomfield, and playing for the pennant. We'll bring that thing home on Friday night. Thanks to all of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee. For Chad Lee, Koestner, Josh Rice, and all my guests tonight, I'm Russ W. Ocker saying so long, everybody.